Hello, or whatever. It's me, and you guys obviously don't know me, which is obvious. So, I'll just get straight to the topic right here. So, all about my favorite artists, 10 artists in total. So, I will begin the complete history, although I won't be saying the specific date because it's a few years ago, so I don't think I could remember exactly where I met them. So here it goes. I'll just go on with it. So the first artist that have became my favorite artist is CakKe, Elizabeth Harris. Alright, so this is how it happened. It all started when I used to have TikTok before, and then all these CakKe remixes have been happening, and I was like, what's a CakKe remix? So I played a CakKe remix, and it sounded so horny. At the same time, it sounds so sexual, and at the same time, so aggressive. Hearing someone say vaginas and dick and cum and bitch. Yeah, those are all the words that sound aggressive. Her rap flow is aggressive. It became calm and soothing on the recent albums lately, such as Dauntless, Manifesto, and also The Bikery. I started to be impressed with all these CakKe remixes to the point that I started standing CakKe herself. So there, I started listening to her songs aside from the sex songs, and it was really good to listen to her songs that isn't related to sex, such as Pinocchio, Darling, Yo Lost, and she could also make some I'm Better Off Without a Man songs, and My Man Loves Me So Much, I'm So Lucky songs from the Cake album. And then going to the STD, it's also she also makes good songs just like that, such as Opportunity and Distraction, Even, Sweet and Low. And moving on to the album Audacious, that's my first favorite album before the bakery even existed. And that's where I really love CakKe because she really makes deep songs. I'm not talking about the penis inside the vagina deep. I'm talking about meaning. Just in case you guys get confused, because I'm talking about CakKe, and it's easy for everyone else to be confused that I'm probably talking about sex, but I'm talking about just CakKe and her really deep meanings, such as Ace Hardware, Birthmark. Those are really so sad. She's really knows how the world works, how sad the world works, and she's pointing all that out. It's not just in the Audacious album, even in the Queen Elizabeth album, and then it continues to euphorize till Eden, such as 2 minutes in Cereal and Water. That's really good. And then it continues in Dauntless Manifesto and The Bakery. Well, there's not much. If I recall, there's not much of a song that's related to the world problems, but there is this Broken Heart song, which is Rubik's Cube, and she mentioned Palestine, so that could count. So there, that's how I met CakKe. I met her a few months. No. I met her a few years before Dauntless Manifesto even existed. Yes. That's the date I met her. A few years before Dauntless Manifesto existed, and Eden already exists that time. Eden has already existed that time because I remember meeting CakKe and then I stumbled upon the Quiz music video and the Black Shark music video. It's the Black Shark has a lot of calm and the cat is drinking it, but she's got talents. She's creative despite the calm, and I should stop talking about the calm. Alright, so moving on. Who is the next? Alright, so the next one is Lana Del Rey. That's the second artist that I've met. So how did I even met Lana Del Rey in the first place? So it all started when I stumbled upon a Sim GM video and then I watched it, and then that's where I met Lana Del Rey and how the Sims video portrayed her character, and I started to get curious and I started to search for her, listen to one of her songs. The first song that I've listened to her was Lust for Life, and that is what made me love Lana Del Rey, because Lust for Life, that's my most favorite song out of all the albums. Out of all the albums and songs that existed from her biography. And then I listened to the rest of her songs and I thought I was going to hate it because it's slow and low volume, and then more on guitars and acoustic and pianos, just like that. But it I started to get addicted to it, mostly when the meaning is so wonderful. It's She makes beautiful lyrics, and that's when I started to be impressed by her. So that made me start to listen to all of her albums from Born to Die, and then Ultraviolence, Honeymoon, Lust for Life, Normal Fucking Rockwell, Chemtrails over the Country Club, Chemtrails over the Country Club, Blue Banisters, and then the recent one, which is the Did You Know There's a Tunnel on the Ocean Boulevard. My most favorite there is Lust for Life because the first song where I listened from her was Lust for Life, and that made me love Lana Del Rey. And aside from that single from the specific album, I also love the whole Lust for Life album because I listened to the song. The vibe from Lust for Life is what I really love, such as love, and then feelings, God Bless America, Groupie Love, Heroin, Cherry, Get Free. I really love those songs. That's my most favorite album. First song, already my favorite, and already my favorite album. Still my favorite album, even after Did You Know There's a Tunnel on the Ocean Boulevard existed. So, which date did I met Lana Del Rey? Well, Blue Banisters already existed that time, but Did You Know There's a Tunnel on the Ocean Boulevard hasn't existed yet, not even a single from that album. So even the single Did You Know There's a Tunnel on the Ocean Boulevard doesn't exist yet, but the Blue Banisters album already exists. So I'll say at that time, between the existence of Blue Banisters and then before the single of the first single of Did You Know There's a Tunnel on the Ocean Boulevard. Yes, so that's where I met Lana Del Rey. So now moving on. After meeting Lana Del Rey, I come upon this videos about celebrities goes to this, celebrities goes to that, like celebrities goes to the parks, goes to the prison, goes to the Epstein Island or something like that. And then I met this person aside from Katy Perry, Taylor Swift, Doja Cat, and Ariana Grande, and even Megan Thee Stallion, and Nicki Minaj, and then Lizzo, and then Cardi B, and other people there like Adele, and Beyonce, and Sia, and Rihanna. Also I'm also interested to those videos a long time ago because Lana Del Rey was there. But then I also met this artist. Her name is Melanie Martinez, and I was confused why she's singing some childish lyrics there. And I started to get curious, and I started searching for Melanie Martinez. And at first I don't like it because it's probably just an average pop songs. But then there are these Jaffe remixes that I've been hearing, and they're so cool, such as the you know what, I don't know the language, so I'll just say the Pity Party Jaffe remix and then the CakKe Jaffe remix, and it made me wonder who made these songs, what's the original, it sounds so good. And then it turns out it was Melanie Martinez, so I started to play those songs again, but this time the original, and I really love it. The only reason I didn't like Melanie Martinez at first was because the first songs that I've listened to her was from K-12. I have to be honest, I'm not a K-12 fan. I love all her albums, including K-12 too, yes, but that's my least favorite. K-12 is my least favorite. So, well, here I got impressed after hearing the whole album from The Crybaby, her debut album, and then I loved her more after Portals got released. Well, from here, the date that I met Melanie Martinez was after After School EP was released and Portals doesn't exist yet. Before the first post about Portals existed, you know, the short where they showed Crybaby's grave carved into a tree saying R.I.P. Crybaby in a heart-shaped dark forest, you know that. And yeah, before that short video even existed, and after the existence of After School, that's the day I've met Melanie Martinez. And yeah, I love the songs. Portals was my most favorite album from her. That's what really made me love Melanie Martinez more than I already love her, because at least I loved her after I listened to the Crybaby album, and then I loved her even more after the Portals album. So that's how it goes. And alright, so what's the next artist that I'll be talking? Oh wait, yeah. So after Melanie Martinez, these also Melanie Martinez fans started talking about this artist named Ashniko, and I also got curious about that, so I went to YouTube and searched Ashniko and what were Melanie Martinez fans talking about her, and I searched the rap songs, and turns out she was a rap artist, and I listened to that, and it was really good. I really love the Hi It's Me EP, such as the songs Working Bitch, and then Stupid, and even Hi It's Me. I really love those, and I even love. Then after listening to those songs, I continue listening to more of Ashniko's songs, such as all the songs from the Demi Devil album, and even the singles of Weed Killer. Yes, I met Ashniko after the Cheerleader single existed. So that means the Weed Killer album doesn't exist yet, but the singles already does. And that's the Cheerleader, the last single of the album. That's the after that existence of that single, that's the day where I met Ashniko. And then just a few weeks after I met Ashniko, the album already dropped, which is the Weed Killer album. And then I started to be impressed by her, and then there it is. I listened and listened, then I get to know more about her, such as the Halloweeny songs, where she posted the Halloween song from every Halloween, and then her latest album, Smoochies, which is my most favorite album from her. There, I really love the album also. After Ashniko, who did I listen to next? So we already got CakKe, which is the first, and then Lana Del is the second, Melanie Martinez the third, and then Ashniko is the fourth. So what is next? What is next that oh yeah, ever since I've listened to Melanie Martinez and then Ashniko in my YouTube, yes, I've watched their YouTube videos. there's a new artist who appeared in my algorithm, YouTube algorithm. I was curious at first because who is she? Because she just suddenly appeared, and her name is Jasmine. Oh, sorry, their name is Jasmine Bean. That's their correct pronouns. Their name is Jasmine Bean, and then I get curious, and then I started to play one of her music videos, and at first I don't like it because it's so, chaotic and messy and loud, so I first I didn't like it. That's before the Piggy single existed. That's before the Piggy single existed, and Carnage music video already existed. So in between that, so what happened? So what happened? What made me come back? After I've heard that Jasmine Bean has released some singles, and then ever since I've watched Jasmine Bean, there's more of her videos about her showing up in my feed, my algorithm. So I gave her another chance. This time I listened to Terrified, and I can't believe it. It's beautiful. That single is beautiful, and I love how it will sounds because it's romantic, even despite the swear words, which is the fucking time, that specifically. And after listening to Terrified, that's where I loved it. Then I started listening to Favorite Toy, and I also loved it. And the creativity, even if it's so violent, excuse the motorcycle outside. So, and then after that I listened to Piggy, which is really a deep meaning towards groomers. And so I met her again after the existence of the single Terrified. That is a few weeks before You Know What You've Done single existed. And then I went back to the World by Torture EP and listened to all of the songs there, and turns out I really like it, even if it's chaotic and loud. And yeah, that's where I started loving Jasmine Bean. And after the Terrified single, I got excited and listened to the release of You Know What You've Done single. And after that I started waiting for an album, which is the Thematic Livelihood album, and listened to all of the songs there. I even got that repeat probably 5 or 6 or 10 or 12 or 20 times. I couldn't recall. It's a really good album. It's a really good album. So what the right, so Jasmine Bean was the 5th. Who was the next? Alright, so the next is Marina and the Diamonds. And the reason is how I met Marina and the Diamonds was because of both artists that I've already met and became my fave, which is Lana Del Rey and Jasmine Bean. I have seen posts of Lana Del Rey being friends of this artist, and I've heard that her name is Marina. And then with Jasmine Bean, she made a single in a church, an acoustic session called Teen Idol. And I've searched Teen Idol and the original song, which is by Marina and the Diamonds, and I listened to it, and then I really liked it. So I gave Marina a chance. And then there it goes. I've listened to the entire Electra Heart album, and then after that I listened to the Family Jewels album, and then the Fruit album. Okay, I don't really like the Fruit album much, to be honest. Then I fell in love with Love Plus Fear album. That's my most favorite before Princess of Power even existed. And then I also love the Ancient World in a Modern Dreams. Ancient Dreams in a Modern World. So there. Which means I have met Marina a few years before Princess of Power even existed. So, Introduced in a Modern World, Introduced in a Modern Land, I'm sorry. There's just a lot of songs and albums. It's hard for me to recall. I have poor memory sometimes. So, Introduced in a Modern Land already existed. And that's the day that I've met Marina and the Diamonds and loved all of her songs and albums. And then after a few years, so I can't believe it finally came a single from Marina. It's called Butterfly. Then after Butterfly, Cupid's Girl, then Contissimo, my most favorite in the most recent album. Yes, that's my most favorite song now, Contissimo, from Princess of Power. Then I also got excited when she released her deluxe album. There it is. Even got invested towards the friendship between Marina and Lana, but I don't know what happened to them now in the present. What happened to Lana and Marina in the present now? So there it is. That's how I met Marina on the Diamonds. And how many have I done already? So the first one was CakKe, and then next was Lana Del Rey and Melanie Martinez, and then leads to Ashniko, which leads to the existence of JazBean to my algorithm, and then Marina and the Diamonds, which is the topic I'm discussing right now. So who else? Alright, so there are these I know now. So related to the connection of JazBean, that's where I met Poppy, because someone's been talking, the JazBean fans are talking about this specific artist, such as Melanie Martinez, Billie Eilish. Is it Eilish or Eilish? I really don't know. I'm not a fan of Billie Eilish or Eilish, but I think it's Eilish because someone pronounced it as eyelash. So it's Eilish. I'll say it's Eilish. And then, so Billie Eilish and Poppy. I haven't heard of Poppy. What is a Poppy? So I thought, okay, let me search for a Poppy, and then there, I've listened to her songs and it felt so pop. The average pop songs, just as such as Ariana Grande vibe when in the Dangerous Woman album. That vibe, that specific vibe, right? So what's next after that? I even listened to Am I a Girl album, and then at the end of the album, I don't like it that much because it suddenly went loud and chaotic. And then I listened to the I Disagree album, and first it's really loud that I did not appreciate it, and I got bored. It's probably because of the speaker headset that I was wearing. It was a low quality before I even get to use my Beats headset. So there it is. Then I gave Poppy another chance, and that's where I started liking her after watching her music videos, such as the what's the first music video that I've played from her? Oh yeah, the All the Things I've Said. Yeah, that's not her song. She just made the cover from the original artist, Tattoo, wasn't it? Tatu. Yeah, that's the original artist who sang All the Things She Said, and then I just like the Poppy's version. And then after that, I watched the I Disagree music video, and then that's my most favorite song before Negative Spaces and Empty Hands even existed. I Disagree was my most favorite album. Right, so after I've liked the I Disagree album, I gave all her albums another chance. So I listened to Am I a Girl, I Disagree, Flux, and even Zig. And that's why I started to love Poppy. That's when I started to love Poppy. So I met Poppy just a few weeks or a few months after Zig was released. The Zig album was released. So Negative Spaces and the single New Way Out does not exist yet. So that's the day where I met her. On that day before New Way Out single existed, and after the Zig album came to release. Alright, so I got to love her more on the metal side ever since I've listened to this new single called They're All Around Us, and I really love that song from Negative Spaces. That's one of the reasons why Negative Spaces became an album that I really loved. And then after Negative Spaces, I thought Negative Spaces was going to be my most favorite album now after I Disagree. But then Empty Hands existed, and now that's my most favorite album from her entire album biography. Then there it is. I listened to Empty Hands, and my most favorite was Dying to Forget and Ribs. Those two favorite songs in that recent album. I gained two favorite songs in that recent album. Never have I thought that I'd have, because it would often, I would always have just one favorite out of the songs I've loved in each albums that I loved. But I gained two, which is Dying to Forget and Ribs. Alright, so there you are. Okay. So who's next? Also, CakKe, Underlay, Marina, Ashniko, JazBean, and then Marina Diamonds, and then Happy. Alright, so I met. So this will be two artists at the same time because I met these two at the same time, and that is BadO and HayK. So how did I meet BadO? Well, that is all thanks to Poppy because of this single feature collaboration, Van, Violence Against Nature. That's how I met BadO. I got really confused because the BadO didn't show up in that song, in that single. So I got curious and then searched BadO. Turns out BadO is a band. BadO is a band, and then they only have, and the lead singer did not sing in that single. Just the band. Only the band performed in the Violence Against Nature song. And then I started listening. First, I did not like BadO because the first that I listened was their debut album, and I just don't like the vibe of the debut album. It just sounds the same to me. But then I gave it another chance after listening a music video. The first music video that I've listened to BadO was Just Pretend, and that's when I started loving the band. Just Pretend just really hits, and that music video is what made me dig deeper to the channel. Well, the music video does not exist in BadO's channel themselves. It exists in the Sumerian Records channel. Their music videos are mostly in that channel. So there, I listened to Nowhere to Go, Conquer Jungle, The Little Piece of Mind, and the songs that I listen, which is those tracks from Finding God Before God Finds Me, and the Little Piece of Mind album. And my most favorite was what made me really love BadO more is because of the second album, Finding God Before God Finds Me. After listening to Running in Circles, Be Careful What You Wish For, and then If I'm There, Limits, The Throne, Mercy, that's where I started loving BadO, because at first I really don't love metal music because I thought it would just be something negative and depressing. But after listening to the second album, it turns out they could also make positive songs and at the same time so beautiful, wonderful. It sounds heavily perfect to the name of the album, which is Finding God Before God Finds Me. That's where I started loving BadO because of the second album. And there, even there's not much of positive songs in The Little Piece of Mind, more of despair and sorrows, but I still get to love it. I also love it. So I met BadO after the existence of the OST, Concrete Jungle OST. Oh my goodness, the camera's slipping. So after the Concrete Jungle OST, the existence of that, then many months later, the single Spectre came. So that's the day where I met BadO. before the existence of Spectre single and after the Concrete Jungle OST existed. So between that, that's the day where I met Bad Omens. So I got invested with metal songs. That's why Poppy and Bad Omens are the reason why I started loving metal songs. So there are. Now we move on to HayK. So how did I meet HayK? Well, that is thanks to Melanie Martinez because I went to her homepage in the YouTube channel, and then that's when I see channels there. Says there were channels listed under in her homepage such as Dua Lipa, and aside from her, aside from Dua Lipa, there's also HayK. Those who artists from Warner Bros. Music, and that's when I started to listen to HayK. The first song that I listened to her after I see her channel in Melanie Martinez page is Girls Like Girls, and wow, the music video is so good. It's wonderful, and the song too. It's really soft and heartwarming. So after listening to Girls Like Girls music video, I started listening to most of her songs from Panorama to Expectations album. And then I also and after listening to those music videos, I started listening to the entire album of Expectations. Then after that, Panorama, and I even listened to her EP such as Bell to Remember, This Side of Paradise, and even what's that other EP again? Oh goodness, this is just a lot. But that EP has Gravel to Tempo, and then One Bad Night. I just couldn't remember. Oh, this is also so sorry. It's just too much for me to remember, and even I'm too sensitive to do this shit. Yes, the EP. And even her singles such as Mr. Brightside and Green Light, and even Somewhere Between the Stars and the Sand and the Stardust. Sorry. Somewhere Between the Sand and the Stardust. Did I say that right? Oh, it is. Cause I thought it would be just I thought I wouldn't love her because I thought it'll just be the basic girly pop, but then it's unique. It's really unique because turns out she is doing more than just making music. Turns out she's also making a movie and a podcast. Do you know that she's making Girls Like Girls, the movie, coming in July 19? No, June 19. That is where Pride Month happens, because I remember that her movie is gonna be released on Pride Month. So June 19, July is where companies will start being black and white again and started saying slurs. So here, yeah, in June 19, go watch that. So I met HayK after a year before the announcement of the Girls Like Girls movie existed, and after the existence of the latest single, Somewhere Between the Sand and the Stardust. Alright, so there it is. So who's next? So we got CakKe, Lana Del Rey, Melanie Martinez, Ashneko, and JazBean, and Marina Diamonds, and Poppy, BadO, and HayK. Oh, Jade. Right, so you guys probably already know Jade because she's a former member of a really popular British girl group, which is Little Mix from the UK, a British girl group. So the members there are Jade, Leanne, Perry, and Jessie. Ever since Jessie left, they tried to do it as a trio, but they just decided to disband. and that's the existence of Jade's music single career existed. So at first, I didn't care to know about the, because back then I don't like Little Mix that much. I mean, they're a bop, but they're not my vibes. They are not, Little Mix are not my vibes. I don't have a fave back then, since the first fave that I had was CakKe. So before CakKe even existed in my point of view, I did not stand anybody. So Jade's single, so I suddenly saw Jade in Spotify rap, and then it said, at first I was confused, who is this woman in a red hair? Then when I clicked it, it turns out it's Jade. I was so surprised to see it's Jade. So I went to her Spotify channel, and then I listened to one of her singles. Her latest single that time is It Girl. Yes, I met Jade before Fuck You For Now even existed, and when It Girl already existed. So I listened to It Girl, then I got curious because it sounds so nice. So I also listened to Angel of My Dreams, Midnight Cowboy, and Fantasy. And then after that, I started listening to her music videos, and they're so creative. After a few weeks, probably, that's when FUFN released, and that's the reason why I love Jade Thirlwell even more. That's when I started to love Jade so much, because of Fuck You For Now. That's my most favorite song from her entire biography. Although she only has one album, still, she only has one album for now. Then after FUFN, I started to get really excited on her upcoming album, which is That's Showbiz Baby. And then I started listening to her next single, which is Frozen. Then after that, it's Plastic Box. Then I started listening to the entire album once it's released. Then I started listening to the deluxe version of it once it's released. And there it is. That's how I met all my favorite artists, from CakKe to Lana Del Rey, leading to Melanie Martinez, leading to Ashneko, which led me to JazBean, and me and Lana led me to Marina and the Diamonds, and then Melanie and Jasmine led me to Poppy led me to Bad Omens, Melanie led me to HayK, and then I saw Jade Howell, and that's it. Now you know how the history of how I met my favorite artist, and there you go. You finally got the idea, because I already told you guys. Of course, that's the only reason you're gonna find out how I met them, because I told you guys. So there it is, and that's all for the video. If you guys want more like this in my videos like this, all you got to do is like, share, and subscribe to my channel, which is, just, you can do that, or no, I don't know what you guys want to do. So yeah, that's all. Bye bye.